The number one mistake that people make when trying to make money online as beginners is they choose the wrong vehicle, meaning they waste years of time and they waste thousands and thousands of dollars trying to start the wrong business or trying to take the wrong approach to making money online. Essentially, they're on step 1 or 2 and trying to jump to step 5 without going to step 3 and 4 first. Now, let me explain how this works. By the end of this video, I'll explain exactly how to figure out where you are at now and share the blueprint to making money online at each stage. And hey, for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Mike Swigunski. I'm a best-selling author and entrepreneur who's helped build and scale 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses from the comfort of my laptop around the world. I've also helped broker more than $120 million worth of online businesses, so I've seen what works in the online space and essentially how to make money online. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, let's go ahead and dig into exactly how to figure out which stage you're at now. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to have a free gift for everyone showing exactly how to implement what they learned today and to take action. Essentially, the 3 main goals for every person I've ever met, what they want to do is have more time, more money, and more flexibility and freedom. Meaning they want to be able to work when they want and wherever they want. Now, before getting started making money online, you need to have a real honest conversation with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror to determine where are you at now and where you want to be in the future. This is going to be very important to figuring out which step you're on and what is the next logical step to get to where you want to be in the future. The first category that I see most people fall into is that they are time rich but money poor. Meaning they have loads of time on their hands, but they haven't found a way or a vehicle to increase their income. This is typically people who are starting out their careers. Think of new graduates, people still in college, where they have loads of time and freedom, but they don't have money to really enjoy life. Think of yourself, if you aren't working 60 to 80 hours a week, you likely fall into this category. You're time rich, but money poor. Another category that most people fall into is that they are time poor, but money rich. This means that they are making 6 figures or more and living in New York, working in finance, putting in about 60 to 80 hours per week. They have a lot of money, but not a lot of time. And the next group is people who probably have a combination of this, but their main goal is flexibility. They want to work when they want and wherever they want in the world, meaning they want freedom. Figuring out which category you're in right now, you might fall into a few of them, or you might just say, hey, I want all 3 of these things. But again, if you're wanting that, you likely are going to try to jump ahead too far and you're going to fail. Figuring out what stage you're at now and the next logical step is what we're going to break down right now. Depending on which category you fall into, there's going to be a better vehicle to move you forward to make money online as a beginner. I'll break down each category on the best ways to make money online. This first vehicle is for people that are time rich but money poor. The best path for you is to find a high paid remote job, since this will be the fastest way to increase your income. And if you're at this stage, you likely don't have as many skills that you're able to use to leverage a 6-figure income. So the first important step is to figure out how you can make more flexibility than a traditional job. This is essential, and the way you should internalize this is that you're essentially getting paid to learn a skill that will later open up doors to upgrade your vehicle to be time rich, money rich, and have location freedom. So you're probably wondering, how do I go about getting a high paid remote job? Well, if you're only applying on LinkedIn or monster.com, then you are missing out on loads of job opportunities that are less competitive and pay way more. Imagine going up against 1,000 people on LinkedIn or using one of these lesser known job sites where maybe they only get 50 or 60 candidates. You're going to have a lot better chance of landing one of these jobs. Now, whenever I talk to people about looking to advance their career, they usually are struggling in a few main areas. I've helped people double their salaries. I helped a farmer go from making $30,000 to $70,000 in just a few months. This strategy works. And here's exactly how you do it. Starting off at 1 is you need to really revamp your resume. Most people's resumes read like a job description, meaning it just shows what you're doing. It doesn't show the impact you had, the outcomes you had. And essentially, if I'm looking at hiring somebody, I want to know the results that they had in the past and how I can hire them to implement and achieve those same results for my business or my company. There's a formula to this. And again, you really need to show the results you had to either make the company more money or save them more time. The next step is to find high-paying remote jobs on websites like Dynamite Jobs, or you can visit my free job website, globalcareer.io, with thousands and thousands of high-paying six-figure remote jobs that don't require any technical resources or background. The next is you need to make a goal to spend at least 1 hour per day applying to these remote jobs. Again, this is a marathon, and imagine doubling or tripling your income just by spending time doing this. You need to make this a system and something that you can stick to every day. And the last and sad honest truth is you probably suck at job interviews. Most people just don't get feedback on this. So it's a realistic thing to not be so good at it. It's a skill that you need to develop and you need to get better at this, but most people never even think about this. It's one of the most essential and important parts of the hiring process. So what you can do is you can have 2 to 3 mock interviews with an expert, and they're going to ask you common interview questions and give you direct feedback. So this is going to be really helpful. If you don't have access to doing something like this, the next best step is to have a friend have a Zoom call with you, ask you some hard interview questions, and essentially figure out 5 to 10 questions that they have to come up with without you knowing. You videotape and record the Zoom call and interview, and then afterwards you watch it step by step, make notes, and determine how you can improve your interview skills. That's the free hack to getting better at interviews. People who are time poor but money rich, there's going to be a lot of insights for you. These people have more options to making money online since they have disposable income and they likely have a vehicle to pivot into something else, meaning they have skills and they have money. For example, if you're a person working 80 hours per week, you don't have a lot of time to do something else. So the most logical pivot would be to a fully remote job where they can work 40 hours and then spend the additional time starting their own business or building some type of side hustle in their niche. For example, if they're working in the finance industry, they could become a financial consultant and make a pivot to working fully remote so they have more flexibility and control over their time. This way, they can essentially increase their per hour of work while reducing the time that they spend in this industry. Now, for the people who want full control over their time, money, and flexibility, well, there's a few different options for you. You can either build a business from scratch, start a freelancing side hustle, or there's a lesser known option, which I'll save for the very end. Now, building a business can be tough. It can require 2 to 3 years of time before you make any profit, and it can also require some sort of startup investment. Typically, there's about 13 different ways to make money online or different types of online businesses. And I have experience seeing behind the scenes on how all of these areas make money. It's possible to make money with every single one of these businesses, but there's pros and cons to each. I'll break down into the 3 main areas of online businesses. The 3 main types of online businesses are: number 1, content businesses. Content businesses are essentially blogs or sites that make money from ads or affiliates. The second is physical product businesses. Think e-commerce, Shopify, or dropshipping stores, something that's selling a physical item. The third is going to be digital products and services. This is going to be softwares, applications, online services like accounting or consulting. All 3 areas have a lot of pros and cons, but I highly suggest digital products for a number of reasons. It's typically easier to start, and there's just way more margins in this type of business model. So if starting a business from scratch isn't appealing to you, the next best option is to take the main skill you have, put it to the marketplace, and start a freelancing side hustle. I mean, this is the route I actually took. I was working my full-time job, and then on the side, I was doing freelance writing to build a 6-figure side hustle. If you want to learn how to do this, I'll leave a link in the bio, or you can just visit copysharks.com for a free training that I put together. The last option that most people have no idea about is if you have a lot of money, but not a lot of time, buying an online business is going to save you 3 to 4 years of trying to figure it out on your own. And essentially, there's people who spend the same amount of time building a failing business. If they would have just spent this money and time to buy an online business, they would have already gotten their money back, and they would have been able to figure out a way to grow and scale this business a lot quicker. Because the hardest part with starting a business is that product market fit. Most businesses fail, about 95% of them. So if you could just buy and acquire the top 5% of businesses that are already successful, have been successful for 5 years, and you can go ahead and just focus on scaling these businesses, you're going to have a lot higher likelihood of success. This is the best solution I've seen out there if you want to get time rich, money rich, and location rich. I actually just put together a free ebook sharing all the online business secrets that I've learned over the past 10 years of doing this. You can actually download this free book today at globalcareerbook.com/buyer. So guys, you really need to take a hard look in the mirror, figuring out which vehicle you're at. Then what is the logical step to go to the next part? Again, guys, thanks for sticking around. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll be putting out new videos every single week.